got very old links with Brighton. I mean, our career, the early part of it, a lot of it was spent in Brighton.
Brighton has always been this, the cutting edge city, going way back, even, say to the 50s even.
Brighton's got a very special place for me.
I lived in LA. LA's quite a nice music scene, but still not the same. Nowhere near. I think Brighton is the all and end all.
There are so many famous musicians and artists associated with Brighton and Sussex in general.
And it's a very bohemian, open-minded city as well, so anything goes down here.
Coming from this place where I was told that I wasn't doing a real job, to get my name on the Palace Pier, it really means so much to me.
Brighton has such an incredible heritage in music, and this pier has played a big part of that in Brighton's music history.
The pier is an iconic landmark of Brighton culture.
When I used to play truant, I was here. So it's amazing that they put my name on it. It was more like a wanted poster.
My parents are here as well, and it's an emotional time, The Brighton Music Walk of Fame is something that we pioneered a year ago, and this is our second annual induction, where we've had 10 fantastic inductees join us on the pier this afternoon to be formally inducted on the Brighton Music Walk of Fame. We've actually used an interactive app that we've developed as a pilot project, and that actually allows people to scan plaques all the way down the pier to find out more about the inductees, and it recognises famous artists, musicians and producers from Brighton and Sussex.
And so to the first inductees, Brighton Palace Pier, home of the Brighton Music Walk of Fame. People will be able to see this in perpetuity. Pats and small.
Is everyone ready to have a good time? Yeah! Alright, yeah, let's do this. Let's put your hands together, so sing along if you know the song. Yeah.
When we heard that we'd been inducted into the Brighton Music Walk of Fame, we were in the studio working on our new album, one of our managers got a call and came in the studio. We were writing these songs, and said, "Guys, you've been inducted into the Brighton Walk of Fame," and we were like, so we took a few days off work to contain ourselves, and then started making the preparations to come here today to receive this fantastic award that goes on the wall out there. So when you actually look at who's been inducted into the Walk of Fame and you see who's associated with Brighton, and the creative hub that we got down here, whether it's actors, whether it's filmmakers, whether it's musicians, today there's been Dusty Springfield, Fred Bresh is here. It's a list of legends all associated with Brighton. So yeah, it's a fats and small to be part of that alongside the people who are here today.
What attracts creative people to Brighton has definitely got to do with the scenery. The scenery is very inspiring, especially in the summertime. Like right now, what you really want to do is create something.
And being a part of that down here as well, with all the other creativity. When we started out, we were getting help from Fatboy Slim, Carl Cox, all these people that were the originators of the dance music scene, kind of helped us along in our infancy. So to be around this and that as well, when you've got that kind of creative support, and it's a very bohemian, open-minded city as well. So anything goes down here. It's relaxed. You've got the sea, you've got the pier, and you've got the Brighton Walk of Fame, which is great.
Here we go to the next inductee, who I know is here because I've spoken to him. He's from the Cocteau Twins. They this year are getting a plaque. Would you please welcome to the stage Simon Raymond. Simon's father, some of you may not know, is a wonderful arranger, musician, composer, Ivor Raymond, who worked with Dusty Springfield, wrote some of their hits, and was an extraordinary talent. And dads always think, oh, my son's not going to make it. I remember Mickey Mouse saying to his son, if your band makes it, I'll stand naked in the window of Selfridges. And Johnny Hates Jazz did make it, but he didn't. What did your dad think about it?
He was very very sweet about the Cocktail Twins because it was obviously a different era and style of music than he was used to making. But when he said yes, I think it's interesting, Simon. I sort of figured that was about as positive as I was going to get.
My mother would be so proud at the moment, and she passed away in 2008. It's a shame that she couldn't be here, but the whole family's here to support me. It really means so much to me.
Can't put that on your lapel.
I am so, I think we used to say chuffed. Right? Hamish Stewart is here for my first big break, I guess it was, with Brian Auger. Brian Auger was the first person that I played with. But then I had a big break with the Average White Band.
Yeah.
And got to play with Eric Clapton, Michael Jackson. There's so many different people. But sort of finished up playing with a guy named Tom Petty. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. He passed away a couple of years ago.
Well done!
So I just want to say thank you to all the artists that I've worked with, that have led me to have this wonderful, for me, really touching honour. To be honoured by my hometown is really something. And Brighton always had great live music. Let's just try and keep it that way. Thank you.
If you hang on to it, you've got to put it up.
This is my hometown. This is my home. It's always been a part of me. I grew up here. I left here when I was about 17, and then I always came back to see my mother. My family's here. I know the streets. I know the stories. I took Fred Gretsch around today and I showed him where I used to learn how to tap dance. My old school. It's always been about the arts here. If you want to go back to the Theatre Royal and the Hippodrome, I actually saw the Beatles in the Hippodrome when I was a kid. That was, couldn't hear them very well, but...
Steve mentioned Fred Gretsch, who is over here from the States. I think it's the 135th anniversary of Gretsch drums. Gretsch guitars, we all know the great Eddie Cochran played Gretsch. Fred, would you like to come up to the stage? Is he down there somewhere? There he is. Fred Gretsch from the famous Gretsch family. We all bought the guitars, we all tried to play them, we were never as good as the way they do Eddie Cochran.
I'm blessed to be here with you today in honor of Steve Ferroni and his family, representing the Gretsch family here, fourth generation of the family. My wife Dinah's at home running the business, a good friend of Steve as well. And so we had to be in Nashville on Friday this week, and so she said, you go and take our grandson with you, Logan, and Logan just waved at everybody here, so Logan came to be part of the Gretsch family. And Steve, dear friend, keep up the good work, stay healthy, family man, musician, a man of good heart. Thank you.